أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ونصلي ونسلم على سيد الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك عليه. My dear sister, my dear brother, my dear viewer, my dear listener, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today I will be discussing, inshallah, latest health news. I pick up for you 7 new health medical news which are relevant to us, and hopefully one will learn something from this health news, medical news, inshallah. All over Britain in the last 2 days, yesterday, today, all TV and newspaper are talking on lowering the age of consent from 16 to 15. I don't know how many of you are aware here in Britain. Is illegal, is against the law if boy and girl sleep together, adultery, fornication, sleep together under the age of 16. They have to be 16 and over by law to have sex, which is haram relationship without marriage. Can you imagine? They legalize adultery, fornication from age of 16 and above. Practically, as I said, third of boy and girl under 16, they sleep together, boyfriend, girlfriend, commit zina, adultery, fornication, and give us a hell of problem. So now, because third or a good number of boy and girl under 16, at age of 15, they having sex, adultery, zina, fornication. They say, let's lower it down instead of 16. Alhamdulillah, Prime Minister said no, and Deputy Prime Minister Nick Clegg said no. Many said no, because we are worried this will make things worse, you know. In Islam, there is no age of consent to have adultery, to sleep together, is not. But in Islam, we have consent for intimate sex relation in marriage. Consent for marriage, then in marriage you are entitled to sleep together, boy and girl, man and woman. Obviously, as far as I know, in Islam there is no specific age, but it looks natural with the hormone, with the egg of the woman every month, with the sperm of the man after puberty. Puberty, 12, 13, 14, you know, you are allowed. But again, you are living in Britain here. I don't think they will allow you. Even I think in marriage, under 16, they will not allow you. You know, even in marriage. But they allow you adultery, zina, etc. Obviously, not by law you should do it, but practically they're doing it, as you know. And to our surprise, many girls, they go to family planning clinic, to family doctor, GP, they get morning after pill, emergency, contraception, and they are under 16. So anyway, already, practically under 16, 33% of boy and girl, they sleep together. They're committing zina, adultery. And now they want to make it 100%, to lower the age to 15. a lot of people objecting, non-Muslim, which is very good. And as I said, the Prime Minister. I think this is very big worry to us, because already we have got the highest teenage pregnancy in Europe. British girl. And you know, we have 20,000 girls in school pregnant, all obviously without marriage, and all zina, adultery. Already we have a big problem, teenage pregnancy. Already we have big problem, many of these girls pregnant go to abortion. They kill their baby. Under the age 16, 17, 18. Already we have a big problem. When girls sleep together, and many of them they sleep with others, etc. You know, we have a high rate of sexually transmitted disease. Sexually transmitted disease. Every year we have 500,000. Generally, all population 500,000 new case of sexually transmitted disease. Already we have a lot of children born illegitimate. Teenage girl, she want to keep the baby, which is fair, which is reasonable, you know. Child born illegitimate. No father, no marriage. So to make it easier to sleep younger, officially, under the age of 16, is going to give us worse teenage pregnancy, more unwanted pregnancy, more abortion, more illegitimate children, and more interruption of education. When she gets pregnant, she might give birth, baby, and interruption of education in school or college, etc. Strangely, because there are more people lately doing sex, zina, adultery under 16, they want to make it, you know, under 16. This is the wrong way to make a law. They're doing wrong. You have to enforce the law at least only at 16, and to punish anyone having sex under 16. But again, I say, in Islamic way of life, we don't have this age of consent to sleep around, to commit adultery, zina, fornication. We have only consent for marriage. Whatever the age, consent for marriage. Both boy and girl, man and woman, consent. If they consent, mean automatic, they have natural, halal, blessed sexual relation between husband and wife. So I thought I will put you on picture about this issue now. It's a hot issue now. It's a hot, all TV, radio, newspaper, yesterday, today, and talking about it, and Muslims should be aware. And Muslim, you know, ideally they should campaign for higher, not 16. You know, I was amazed today watching television. America, age of consent 21. Can you believe that? 21. Germany 14. And obviously every country different. Bahrain, they say 21. Angola, they say 12. Spain 13 age of consent. But they say now they're making it up to 16. It varies from country to country. But as I said, this is not our concern. Our concern to stop zina, adultery, fornication under 16 and over 16. This is the Islamic view. We want to stop it by all legal, democratic means, because this is the Christian way. They are not with Christianity like before. This is the Islamic way. This is the healthy way. And this is the most noble things to do at this time. There is urge for sex, get married. Not very young, obviously. You get married and you live legally, protected by the law of the land. blessed by God Almighty, blessed by Jesus, blessed by Moses, blessed by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So we need to be careful, my dear Muslim parent, Muslim mother, Muslim father. Some of our young daughter, boy, they could lose their way in this society. And they say it's legal for us to sleep together without marriage. Sleep together, age 16 or maybe 15 or anything. You have to be careful. You need to educate. We badly need to educate today our children about the importance of chastity, abstinence. No sex, still marriage. We badly need to do. Sex is sexual media, sex online, porn online, immoral sex education in school, sex on TV, video, internet. It's all around our young children. So we need to educate them, to protect them, to be aware what they watching, who they communicating with. Very important. We don't want to lose them, whether under the age of 16 or over the age of 16. The Islamic way of life scrap this law under 16 or 16 and make age of consent for sex in marriage only. This is the Islamic way. This is the right way. This is a healthy way. As I said, this is a Christian way. This is a Islamic way, and not to get bothered. But at least for the time being, we should do less evil and less immoral sex and less adultery. I follow America, always Britain follow America, especially in war, foreign policy. Follow America, make it till 21. This is my suggestion. We don't make it younger, so give license to all our boy and girl to sleep together. At least make it more difficult. Obviously, whatever law you do today, if there is no Islamic belief or strong Christian belief, it's immoral, it's forbidden, it's haram to do it without marriage. Whether at 21, I expect a lot of American girls and boys sleeping together, committing adultery under the age of 21. In America, say 21. So I guess a lot of them will be doing this haram, forbidden relationship. By the way, man-made law, very difficult to implement. God-made law, the only one, the safest one, the successful one. Here you need a belief. Belief, love of God, love of your religion, aware of forbidden act in your religion, like adultery or sex, age of consent, under 16, over 16, etc. May Allah guide us, protect our innocent daughter and boy living in this society where it's halal, it's normal for my son to sleep with a girl without marriage. It's halal, it's normal for my daughter to sleep with a boy. May Allah protect us all. Let me move to another things. I didn't have time to read it. It's in the Independent today. New scientific study. There is life after death. Beautiful. I didn't have time to read it. Today, Independent, 18 November, done by Center of Biocentrism. Center of Biocentrism. We need this sort of study today because a lot of people, whatever their religion, it's rubbish. We don't think there is life after death. We need people to know this basic fact and truth in all religion, in Judaism, in Christianity, in Islam. There is life after death. Remember that. You cannot run away from it. You might have weak faith, you might have wrong idea, but it's a fact. Life after death is the real life. Heaven, hell is the real life. May Allah grant us all heaven, all the viewer, all the people, hell, heaven, and keep us away from hell. This is logic, life after death. Islam is so strong on explaining the life after death, the heaven, the Jannah, the paradise, the hell, the punishment, etc. And this will make relief to some people who had difficult life in this life, who have been suffering, who have been mistreated, who have been having injustice, etc. Real justice, real life will be in the afterlife. Next, all newspaper, even to TV today, you know, BBC News, Sky News, etc. A big problem called antibiotic resistance. It's a big disaster, they say medically, causing superbug. We have normal bug, bacteria, but this bacteria becomes superbug. No antibiotic will kill it. No antibiotic on earth will stop it. It's a big problem. They say it's going to delete our medical progress for the last 100 years. Having too much antibiotic, ampicillin, streptomycin, all the type of antibiotic. It's a big business for the drug industry. Superbugs growing, challenging you and every drug company. You cannot hit me. You cannot make me weak. You cannot kill me. I will carry on with my infection and disease and make you suffer. It was the biggest blessing in the last 50 years or 100 years to have this antibiotic. It kills any infection, any bacteria kill, but not virus, by the way. This is why I will mention why misuse of antibiotic. They give it for cold, flu, virus. Wrong, very wrong. If you take it yourself or if the doctor give it to you, you know, not for virus. Antibiotic made for bacteria, you know, chest infection, skin infection, bacteria. Bacteria different than virus. It's a big problem. Last day I was thinking, why? Why we are so generous overuse of antibiotic today? And what are the source of antibiotic? Many people do not know. Why? Why we having this high rate of taking antibiotic? Why we having high rate of prescribing antibiotic in our society? It's almost everywhere. Almost. It's a problem worldwide. You know. If I mention a few things in this subject, over prescription by doctor, family doctor, GPs, they're waking up now. 2 weeks ago, I visited my GP, some slight infection. I was so happy when the GP told me, I don't want to give antibiotic. Although my desire, I should have antibiotic, my idea. This is maturity in prescription. This is right wisdom, not to rush. The big problem have been caused by the over prescription, generous family doctor. And what make it worse? The patient do not feel better. They don't leave the surgery. They don't go happy with the doctor till they get antibiotic. Sometimes I feel he's under pressure or she's under pressure. She has to give antibiotic to please the patient. Over prescription of antibiotic. This is big abuse. This is why, you know, so you're having a lot of antibiotics sometimes for a small thing, small infection, you know, or sometimes for virus, which is not effective, you know. And when you have this inside your body, the body the bacteria learn to make opposition because it's not prescribed in the right way. There will be opposition to this antibiotic. resistance. Resistance. Superbug. It's a lot in hospital today. Big problem. Superbug everywhere. The other big problem for overuse consumption antibiotic, self-prescription without doctor. This is very common in Arab country, Muslim country, African country, Asian country. You go to any chemist, can I have ampicillin please? You don't need prescription. Here, we're having this problem. See the paradox? Here, you cannot have antibiotic without doctor prescription. But some people might get it private, might find a way. Self-prescribing antibiotics, this is wrong. And is used a lot all over the world, self-prescription. Especially when there is no control and antibiotic can be bought without prescription. In the third world especially, and you make yourself like doctor and you diagnose your illness and you prescribe the treatment. This is wrong. This is unfair. Self-prescription. But I'm going to tell you other two sources for antibiotics. The media did not talk about it. The medical media, the health media in Britain, in the world, do not talk about it. You know the animal we eat? Sheep, cow, chicken. During their life, they are giving a hell of antibiotic. The meat you eat halal, inshallah, if it is halal, contain antibiotic. You swallow with the meat with antibiotic, creating resistance inside your body to superbug, making superbug. Meat, the halal meat, the meat generally, halal or non-halal, the chicken, abuse. This is why I say today, even if we do proper halal slaughtering, the meat is not tayyib, full of hormone, antibiotic, vaccine, chemical. Is not even in the best method of Islamic slaughter of the animal, zabiha. The meat is not tayyib. Chicken, only yesterday I got a big article, small video about high rate of antibiotic in chicken. So this is wrong, filling the body of the animal with antibiotic. So when you eat the meat contain antibiotic, affect you to create resistance to antibiotic. It's not prescribed for special disease or infection, you take it accidentally. The other big problem, which I'm trying to raise debate about it scientifically and Islamically, vaccine. How many people know they contain antibiotics, streptomycin and other? You're having another small dose antibiotic, and 20, 30, 40 vaccine you give to your child during early life. This create resistance, superbug and resistance. You're having it in small dose. We need to address these other two sources for the abuse of antibiotic. Vaccine and animal, the meat of the animal. So it's a big problem, as I said today. And we need to address it from all angles. Sometimes I like to add as many non-Muslim health officials and doctors in the West. We should allow natural immune defense system when you have got some bacteria or infection to work to defend, to attack the intruder. We don't allow that. We rush quickly to antibiotic. I feel a lot of cases, self-healing infection in few days, finish. Because inside your body, there are thousands of tank and gun in the blood to kill any germ or bacteria. Today we don't give it chance. Allah Almighty has made it for you, protection of your body. Starting with the two big glands here, tonsil. full of tank and gun controlling the entrance to your digestive system. This is why I say it's wrong to prescribe taking this tonsillectomy has been done a lot unnecessary. So we have the natural defense system. Another thing, I was talking to a doctor one day when I have this small infection. He said, go to natural antibiotic. What? Natural antibiotic, what is it? Onion, garlic. And I was surprised to see many things prescribed in Islam natural, related to fruit or vegetable or herb. When I finish, just go Google search natural antibiotic. Nobody think about it today, unfortunately. This is to help, to give you, and believe me, when I read this natural, it could be the illness I have small is going to finish without taking anything, but I went to garlic. Next day, back to life, normal. There are a lot of natural, vegetarian stuff. You can have it. Natural, it has to be natural. Not genetically modified is a big plague taken over the world now. Natural. Natural means no insecticide, no pesticide. Very important, natural. This is crucial, So you can have also list. Again, at the end of the day, I like to say, you cannot be a doctor and prescribe. Sometimes when you have serious infection, you have to go to doctor. Don't say, I will use antibiotic or I will wait for my body. You cannot generalize. It depends. A wise family doctor, wise doctor is needed today. Open-minded doctor. Doctor who believe in the healing of the body, in the dua and prayer. Doctor who believe in an alternative, natural alternative. And believe me, they are rising today in our society. Right. A new law a few days ago. Doctor and nurse will be taken to prison if they have been neglecting their patient. I like that. This is an Islamic concept. They will be fined, charged to neglect willfully, not accidentally, willfully neglect. Neglect the food, the drink, the medicine, neglect to check the blood pressure. There are hundreds of ways to neglect the patient. As you know, we're discovering today scandal after scandal of patients who die unnecessarily. This is what they tell you. So many hospital scandals today. And there are a lot of neglect today. There is one big neglect. People find difficulty to prove it sometimes. We don't give water to the patient who's old, demented, confused. We don't give food to the patient, especially if they are old, demented, It's a very dangerous thing they do in hospital. Mental Capacity Act. In some cases, to stop food and fluid. And let the patient die from starvation and dehydration. This is very dangerous. You need to be careful. Before we have been having this big headache and problem, Liverpool care pathway. Thanks God they scrapped it about a month ago. And I'm talking to seminar conference non-Muslim on 30 November, inshallah, about Islamic response to Liverpool care pathway here in London. Seminar on euthanasia or assisted suicide. So this is a good law because we are worried today. We're discovering some doctors have no heart, no care, no compassion, no genuine care and compassion. We need to protect the patient. We're hearing scandal after scandal, death after death, changing the director of the hospital, taking him to court, etc., etc., etc. Many patients die. They should not die. Neglect, unseen, hidden neglect by doctor or nurse. Obviously, we are not generalizing, we are not saying all of them, etc. So this is a good law, and obviously an Islamic doctor, an Islamic nurse will never ever dare to neglect. If you have the fear of God and Allah is watching, not the hospital administrator, Allah is watching you. And life and death is a big crime to make someone like killed, died, killed. You know, God-fearing person, Muslim or Christian or other, will never ever neglect. But today we have more people for some funny reason. Sometimes could be a lot of work, overwork, you know, but they saying willfully, who deliberately neglect, proving neglect, to court, to prison, up to 5 years. So this is happening now, and we support this law, no doubt about it. Now, 50% of doctors in America are linked to big pharma. We know that. We mentioned this many times before. You know, big pharma means the drug company, Glass, Glaxo, Pfizer, etc. Link, benefit financially, prescribe our medicine. We'll give you money, we'll give you gift, we'll give you holiday, etc. Half of doctors in America. I guess there is a big number here, but I don't know how many. What's the percentage of doctor, British doctor, linked to big pharma? I'm not aware of a study that could be, you know. It's not sincere prescription. Prescription after being bribed by the drug company. The more he prescribes, the more he will get bonus benefit from the drug company, the doctor. This is very wise. This is why I said, with all science and medical knowledge, we need always moral code in medical practice. Moral code. And the best is divine code. Be Christian or Muslim or Islamic or divine moral code. Honesty, neutrality, objectivity. Doctor not to be under the influence of any drug company. Unfortunately, we discovered scientific research, medical research and study done in the back door, bribed by the drug company to prove something for their business, for their profit. We should not celebrate my son become doctor just like that. We should celebrate my son become doctor, has got moral code, divine code, watching God in all her medical practice. This is important, my dear brother and sister. I'm surprised to see even many Muslim parents, they don't take notice of that. Especially if their son and daughter, BSc, PhD in university, qualify, they don't take notice. He, she should have a moral divine code in their practice. They study something, in their practice should have moral code. So there won't be gap and leak and hole to be influenced by anything. You do it with conscience. Very important, the conscience. You do it straight. You don't bend right or left. You don't listen to this drug company or this drug company and they bribe you. Now they are more clever. They don't bribe direct. They have indirect way because they have been caught more and more to bribe the doctor. So doctor under their influence, he, she prescribe what the drug company want. This is shocking to me, 50% America. It shows you how important in medical school to teach God value, moral value. divine value, accountability, responsibility is missing today from all medical schools, even in our Muslim medical school. It's very much, and it's not only to this issue bribed by that company, to a lot of things. You don't kill baby. If you have this moral divine code, you don't do abortion, you don't help in euthanasia, assisted suicide, you don't give sperm donation, egg donation, organized surrogacy, etc. There are a lot of things in medical practice. Today, unfortunately, the West is doing it a lot. And some crazy, lost, ignorant Muslim doctor following the West in the wrong way for abortion or, or egg donation, IVF, sperm donation, etc. So this is a crucial, a divine moral code. I wish it will go in all our medical school, Muslim, African, Arabic, Asian, all over the world. One interesting medical news, Islamic news, about a week, all over the news. Pilot study in Sheffield, I believe, give mother to £200 voucher free of charge to breastfeed their baby. Beautiful on the surface, but some people didn't like it, contradicted, didn't agree with it, etc. Give mother £200. Why? Unfortunately, the lowest rate of breastfeeding in Europe is in Britain. Rida'a, lactation, lowest. And more women, for so many funny reasons, irresponsible excuse, they're going away from breastfeeding when they give birth. £200. When I listen to that, subhanallah, how Islam was wise. In Islam, every woman breastfeeding her child, she got 2 payments. How many Muslim women know that, by the way? Listen, in the holy book Al-Quran, clear ayah, ujurahunna, give them their fee. You, husband, by the Islamic Quranic law, you should pay your wife when she breastfeeds your child. Did you know that? But practically most women, most mothers, most wives, almost all of them, they don't care. They do it for Allah's sake. They do it naturally, automatic, as a mother, caring about the baby. They don't ask for money. I'm telling you, woman, I don't want to create trouble with the husband today. Any wife breastfeeding her child, she's entitled to be paid by the husband. So they took and today give £200. More than that. How breastfeeding is so beautiful in Islam. You don't need to give woman £200 or anything. So she's entitled. Next, higher payment. What is it? A beautiful hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every massa, the baby from the breast, hasana, reward recorded for them. Did you know that? My dear Muslim mother, every suck, taken milk, hasana, reward. Get the biggest digital calculator in the world. It will not be able to count the billion, trillion hasanat. Reward, sadaqat, accumulated for the mother on the day of judgment. She has a big saving bank account with Almighty God on the day of judgment. All there to help her, to save her from hellfire. 2 payment in our religion, my dear brothers and sisters. So this society today, they're going away breastfeeding for many reasons. If the woman, mother are really very Islamic, know her religion, 2 payment she will have. And obviously any Muslim woman, she has to breastfeed. We request her, we ask her to breastfeed. In the Quran, state clearly, You breastfeed up to 2 years, the best period, if you can. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, breastfeed your child, even from the eye of your eye. My dear sister, my dear brother, this is the latest health news. I thought I let you know about it. May Allah give us benefit, protect our children, make us good Muslim, good citizen in this society. And thank you for watching. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.